What if the big stories, the grand narratives of history sort of hide countless smaller dramas, things happening just out of sight?
That's a fascinating question, and it's something we're exploring today, looking at some really intriguing sources.
Exactly. We're going to try and pull out the most compelling bits of knowledge, the real insights. And actually, we found the Mindful Moments YouTube channel quite helpful here.
Oh, right, yeah. Their AI book analysis, it really sparks some interesting reflection, some critical thinking about the kinds of themes we'll be touching on.
Definitely. We've looked at a mix of materials hinting at, well, historical fiction, but maybe also real connections. The mission really is just to uncover those nuggets of insight.
Okay, so where do we start? Maybe with this idea of hidden histories.
Yeah, let's do that. Like Caroline in present-day London, she gets into mudlarking.
Right, searching the Thames mud for a bit to the past.
Yeah.
It's such a hands-on way to connect with history, isn't it?
It really is. And she's drawn to the details, the minutia of life long ago, as the source puts it. The sort of untold secrets of ordinary people.
Not the big battles or kings and queens.
No, exactly. She prefers things like, musty, antiquated albums or digitized images of faded ephemera. Old letters, bits and pieces, not classroom debates.
Which contrasts quite a bit with her husband, James. He seems more focused on, well, the traditional path academia, the corporate ladder.
Yeah, he even teases her a bit, calls her interests book clubbing and reading Gothic fairy tales. It highlights a difference in how they see history, maybe even life.
And the mudlarking itself.
Yeah.
There's that connection to the Victorian era, the poor kids trying to buy bread.
Such a different motivation from Caroline's, which seems rooted more in, well, personal discovery and maybe even escaping her own present situation.
It makes you think, though. Both seeking something in the mud, whether it's survival or meaning. Maybe it points to a basic human need, finding our place in the story.
It definitely poses the question, what other hidden stories are just sitting there, waiting under the surface of these well-known historical periods?
Which leads us perfectly into Nella's world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The secret apothecary in 1790s London.
Right, at 3 Back Alley, and it's really hidden.
Deliberately so. A secret room behind a false wall of shelves.
Masked by what looks like an abandoned shop front. Grain barrel, maybe some rats. You'd walk right past it.
Exactly. That secrecy itself tells you something's going on outside the usual norms of the time.
And inside, it's like stepping back in time. Glass vials, tin funnels, gallipots, grinding stones.
An oaken cupboard for ingredients sensitive to light, metal scales, weights.
Reference guides on women's maladies, drawers filled with spoons, corks, parchment, everything needed for her trade.
And it was a dual trade, wasn't it? Healing remedies, yes, but also poisons.
Yeah, the register she kept had entries for both healing and, well, harming, which is quite a stark duality.
It really speaks to the complexity of her role, and perhaps the limited options available to women then. That secrecy, especially around the poisons, it suggests why women might seek her out specifically.
Then Eliza Fanning arrives, a 12-year-old girl.
Sent by her mistress, Mrs. Amwell. And their first meeting, Nella offers her tea, valerian, and cinnamon.
It's such a small detail, but it feels significant. A moment of maybe normalcy or perhaps calculation within this hidden, potentially dangerous space.
It ties into that theme of appearances versus reality, right? The hidden shop, the secrets in the register, even the tea.
And that theme resonates right into Caroline's present-day story. Her trip to London isn't just the anniversary celebration she planned.
No, it's kicked off by finding those messages on James's phone.
Right.
The XO, the reference to last Friday,
Yeah.
the black panties.
Yeah, pretty undeniable signs of an infidelity, which is a harsh reality check compared to the trip she'd been excited about.
She pushed for London, apparently. It was a past dream of hers to visit England, not just some beach resort.
But clearly, there were underlying tensions. Career stuff, different feelings about having kids, her own academic dreams that got put aside.
So her personal crisis becomes this echo of unearthing truths. Like the mudlarking, like Nella's hidden practice. She's digging up a reality she didn't want to see.
And asking herself, does the life she thought she wanted with James, with kids, still fit?
It's interesting how reflecting on narratives like these, like we might do through Mindful Moments in our podcasts, can really offer different perspectives on these universal human experiences, even across centuries.
Absolutely. And back in the 1790s, Eliza's dealing with secrets, too. She's been sent by Mrs. Amwell to get poison.
Presumably to use on Mr. Amwell.
Right, and this is where Nella's own moral code comes into play. She refuses.
She won't give poison to harm another woman, even though her register shows she has provided poisons before, specifically for men.
It's a fascinating distinction, isn't it? What does that tell us about her? Maybe a sense of solidarity or a specific boundary she wouldn't cross?
It's complex, a murderer of men, as the text might imply, but drawing a line at harming women. It suggests a perspective shaped by, perhaps, shared vulnerability in that society, a kind of agency asserted within very tight constraints.
And the objects themselves become so important. Nella's register. It's not just a logbook.
No, it's a repository of secrets, names, remedies, both healing and deadly. It's a record of hidden lives, hidden choices.
Lives that history might otherwise completely overlook.
And then there's Caroline's find that small blue vial from the Thames mud.
With a little etched animal on it, a bear, apparently. The glass is uneven, clearly old.
And she feels this connection, this sense of kinship with whoever owned it centuries ago. It represents those trifling bits of bygone eras that suddenly feel very real, very human.
That connection across time. And the bear etching. It even sparks a thought about the apothecary's location. Bear Alley. Or back alley. Maybe the inscription was just Biley.
It's amazing how one small object can bridge centuries and open up possibilities, right? A tangible link.
Which brings us to those echoes across time. Caroline finding herself, uncovering betrayal. It mirrors the secrets and the turning points for Nella and Eliza.
Definitely. Themes of, well, betrayal, hidden desires, women seeking agency.
Mm-hmm.
They just resonate, don't they, across the different settings of different centuries.
So exploring these different angles, the mudlarking, the hidden apothecary, Caroline's crisis, it gives us a much richer picture, I think.
It shows how these hidden histories, these personal stories, really do shape our understanding of the past, maybe even the present. The mudlarking uncovers physical fragments. The apothecary reveals hidden social realities.
And Caroline's story kind of provides a modern lens to see those timeless themes of secrets and self-discovery.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? What forgotten stories may be tangled up in just everyday objects we see around us, waiting for someone to notice?
Or how do those seemingly small choices, the hidden actions people take, actually ripple outwards and maybe shape history in ways we don't usually acknowledge?
Really good questions to keep in mind.
Yeah. So if you found this exploration interesting, please do subscribe for more discussions like this.
And maybe share it with friends who enjoy historical mysteries or just thinking about these kinds of connections.
There's also a link in the notes if you're interested in related books or resources that support the show.
But most importantly, we hope you continue to think critically about the stories we uncover and about the world around you.